This is yoga for the prevention and management of heart rhythm disorder, and it's designed to improve your autonomic nervous system, which helps to regulate relaxation of your heart. Namaste and hello everybody. In today's session is a gentle yoga for everybody. And we'll start with a few breath works here. I want you to come into what we call a mountain standing pose, or Tadasana in Sanskrit. So whenever you stand in your yoga class, I want you to make sure as you press your feet down, you're pressing on all four corners. That means you can feel the weight distribution is equal here. So not too much on your heels or your toes, evenly distributed, okay? So press on your pinky toes. Press onto your big toes and all the remaining toes, making sure that the pads are flat on the ground. Your heels are flat too. Now feel your outer feet. Feel your inner feet as well. Press it down gently. And every time you press it down, this is what we call grounding, right? You feel connected towards the ground. And then from here, imagine in the crown of your head, there's a string that is lifting you up. So whatever you feel when you're standing, it's all feeling the lifting up, and you will feel the extension of your spine as well. So you're not feeling like this, you're feeling lifted, okay? Now let's take a look at our hip position here. You'll notice some people will have the position something like this, where we call it anterior tilt of the hip, or maybe for some having what we call the posterior tilt. So what I want you to observe here is notify here, you have this two hip bone. So with this, imagine these two hip bones have an invisible torchlight. So as a guide, you want to always make sure that this invisible torchlight is always looking straight ahead. So instead of it looking down or up, you want to auto-correct it and always make sure that it's looking straight. And that's a guidance for you to know that you're in a neutral hip position. Now let's take a look on the shoulder. So we want to slowly just a little bit of an external rotation here. And you want to also press the shoulder down. So a lot of times, when we say sit upright, there's a tendency we will hunch our shoulders like this. And this will cause a lot of tension on our neck and shoulders. So relax, take it down. Okay, now watch for your gaze as well. So when you look forward here, maintain that eye level, not looking upwards, not looking downwards, eye level, and try to soften your gaze. Think of something relaxing or a recent trip that you had, and then a gentle smile on your face. So they will relax your facial muscle here. Now, take note of your head. You don't want to bring it forward like this in what we call a tech net. So imagine you're just doing a little bit of a chin tuck, so the alignment here is in line, right? So you have your head, your shoulder, your hip, knee, and heels. One alignment. Relax your arms, taking the palms, open it like this, and look forward. Good. Now, with this, we're going to take a couple of deep breaths. And I want you to just focus more on slowing down your breath. Okay, so just focus on that. Notice how you breathe, just slow it down. So from here, let's do a couple of arm movement as well with what we call a hand prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. So take a deep breath, inhale, lift your hands up, and try to breathe as deep as you can. So if you can extend your breathing in, go ahead. And then if you feel like that's the fullest that you can do, you take back your palms together, elbows to the side. So you can breathe out through your mouth, or you can even try to breathe out through your nose, whichever you feel. Let's try one more time. Inhale. Keep on breathing in as much as you can. Look up into the ceiling or sky. Take back your palms together. Good. One more, everybody. Inhale, reach up. Stretch it all the way, press your feet down, and palms together. And release the hands to the side. I want you to just give it a wiggle, shake it off, and just maybe pedal your heels up and down. All right, now let's continue breathing, but this time we're going to go to a pose where we call a ragdoll. Okay, so when we're in this position, it helps to stretch us onto your hamstring, and then it helps to relax on your upper back as well. So you can widen your feet a bit, but hip width with distance or slightly wider. the soles or the toes are still pointing forward. Take a deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to try to imagine you're leaning forward. Now, if you notice there's a curve in your body like this, I want you to try to imagine slowly elongating it. Bend your knees here. Bend your knees. And then just relax your gaze, bring your head down and relax the neck. We're gonna slowly bend the elbow and catch your fingertips on the opposite elbow and just release and let go here. Ready? Bring your head down. Now, try to feel here the hamstring stretch and just maintain your breath. Now, if you feel your hamstring is too tight, feel free to lift one heel up, inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale up, exhale, switch. Now, for those of you who have a chair at home, take a chair or maybe on the wall. You can place your hand onto the wall or chair and keep pushing your hip back to elongate the spine and then relax the head down and stay here. A few more breaths, everybody, and you feel like shaking your torso side to side. Feel free to do that, but making sure that you press your feet to secure yourself, right? To avoid yourself from falling down. Good. Maintain that breath, bringing the head side to side. All right. When you're ready, press your feet. We're going to release the hands, push the hand forward, and slowly come up, stretch up. Exhale, release, and let go. Very good. Again, just give it a wiggle and just pedal your heels up and down. All right, now we're going to do a bit of a neck stretch here. I want to just place both of your fingertips onto the upper shoulder, pressing it gently here. Again, relaxing your facial muscle. Take a look onto your right as you exhale. All the way. Don't move your shoulder. Remain where it is. The only thing that's moving here is your neck. And then take a deep breath. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, let's switch towards the opposite side. Doing it very slowly here, so you feel this neck stretch. You want to feel the resistance here as well. So at the same time you're stretching, you're strengthening your neck. All right, inhale, come back to a center. And release. Now, let's lift up our hands. Inhale, exhale, bring the hand to the back. So you feel this opening on your shoulder. Yes, and then stretching onto your back as well. You feel the shoulder blade is squeezing each other as you do this external rotation. Let's try for 5 more, okay? Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Good. Now I'm going to show you from the side here to make sure that you do not move your head forward and back. So you can isolate the movement on your shoulders only. Inhale, reach up, and take it all the way to the back. Good. Inhale up, exhale. Very nice, everybody. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Release. You might feel tired here, but that's okay. Just keep on going and just fueling yourself with the oxygen as you're breathing in. Exhale down. Last one here. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Let it go. Beautiful, everybody. So that was external rotation. Now we're going to counterbalance, bring it forward. Again, press on your feet, right? You can slowly turn up the toes as well so you feel more stable here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it forward. Now notice here at the back of your shoulder, how does it feel like, right? The shoulder blades are stretching away from each other. Inhale up. Exhale. Let it go. 3 more. Very good. And just maintain this pace. Inhale. Up, stretch up, exhale. Beautiful. 2 more. Inhale, don't rush it. Just maintain that pace. Up, exhale, release. Inhale, reach up all the way. And exhale, release. Give it a wiggle and shake it off. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to slowly move towards our hip. With this type of exercise, we're going to go to what we call a goddess pose. I want you to just widen your stance a little bit here, okay? And then just slowly bend your knees to the side and just see how you feel here. Good. If this is where you are at the moment, that's fine. I want you to press your feet, bring back up, and then slowly take it down. And then just stay here. Now, for those who are able to maybe bring the feet slightly more apart, take the hips slightly lower and take your hands to the side. Good. Press your feet, inhale, out. Remember, you want to keep a micro bend on your knees, don't lock it, okay? And take it back down. And inhale, out. And slowly. And bring it back up. Good. Slowly down and out. Now, let me just check something with you. I'm going to bring my feet back together and I'm going to show you a side view. The same thing that we did just now. Let's go back in that position. Now, as we widen the stance, I want you to bend your knees again. Now, notice if your knees are going forward like this, and this is what we're trying to avoid. I want you to try to push it back so you feel an opening here on your hips. Take the hip low. Now, for those of you who has a chair at home, bring your chair here and slowly take your hip low and sit on the chair. So take your hands on top of the chair and bring back up and release down to support. So notice here that you're not leaning forward as well. Bring your torso back and then you will feel the opening here of your hips. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, bring up. Exhale. 1 more, everybody. Inhale, up. Exhale. Down. Very nice. Press your feet, slowly come back up, and then slowly just toe heel, bring your feet back together. Very good. Paddle your heels up and down. Now we're going to do a little bit of rotation here on our wrists and an ankle, but it requires a bit of a balancing act as well. Now for those of you who are feeling dizzy or out of balance, feel free to take a chair, take a seat, and then we can rotate the wrists and the ankle. Okay, so in this position, you want to slowly first come into mountain standing pose and slowly shift the weight to one leg. We're going to start first with lifting the right knee up. So shift the weight slightly to the left and press on all 4 corners. Inhale, lift up. Take your hands aside. So this is where you start to balance right and left. Now, once you feel stabilized, then only start this. You'll rotate your wrists and your ankle for 5, 4, inhale and exhale as you move on to the opposite side like this. Good. 2 more and 5. Now into the rotation. If you're feeling tired, press back your feet down and come back up. And now into the rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and paddle your heels up and down. All right, for some, this might be easy. For some, might find it's a little struggle. Don't worry, sometimes it's not about the strength, it's sometimes about the mental clarity. So try to focus more. Look into one point, what we call drishti, your focus point, okay? Let's try on the other side. Shift that weight, okay? Inhale, lift up. Stable, good. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And then again, paddle your heels up and down. All right, we're going to slowly start on the floor while doing some exercises for the lower back. So gently bring yourself down towards the ground and feel free to maybe take a pillow if you like to support your hips, or maybe if you have some yoga blocks, feel free. Okay, so in this position, we're going to lie down on the floor and slowly lower yourself, right? All right, we're going to squeeze one knee towards our chest and extend the other leg here. Good. Now, I want you to feel on your lower back it's flat. Upper back is flat, mid back is flat. So there's no curving here of the lumbar. Flatten it that way. Squeeze them together and extend. Good. And your gaze is forward and switch. Good. So what we're doing here is actually to auto-correct the lower back. So sometimes you might have a lower back discomfort. So this is a good go-to practice, right? Squeezing the knee, one knee towards the chest, and switch. Good. Now let's try the 2 knees version. Now you're going to take a deep breath. Inhale. Interlace your fingertips. As you exhale, draw both knees towards your chest. Now, if this is not accessible for you, you can always take your hands behind of your hamstring like this and gradually bring it closer. Now keep the chest open here. If you feel that your head is lifted away from the ground, take a pillow and make sure that it's supported. Okay? So from here, you release and then bring it back. Squeeze them together. Inhale, release. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale, release. Exhale, take together. Let it all away. Inhale and exhale. Let's go for a twist. So I want you to take your hands to the side and make sure you press your palm down towards the ground. So extend and stay here. And then from here, you'll take first the knees, squeeze them close towards your body and take it to one side. Now, as my knees are pointing towards this side, my gaze will go on the opposite side where my knees are pointing here. So if you notice you're pressing the knees down, but your shoulder on this side is elevated, I want you to concentrate more on your shoulder. So press the palm down, right, readjust your position so that both shoulders are grounded here in what we call a twist. So maintain the breath. I'm going to stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring it back up. Squeeze it towards your chest. And we're going to switch side. So I'm going to bring it slowly, slowly, slowly. Extend the other hand and both hands. And now that my gaze is on the opposite direction. And if you find your shoulders still lifted, readjust to make sure both shoulders are grounded on the floor. And stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now we're going to slowly turn to one side of the body. Take one palm down. Take a deep breath. Gently come up. Slowly, using your arm muscle, and take you back towards a sitting position. And when you're in this sitting position, and when you make sure that you're in the most comfortable sitting position, it could be any sitting position, place a pillow, blanket, or maybe yoga blocks underneath your hip to elevate yourself so you feel more comfortable here. When we're here, we're going to also do a seated twist. So be mindful with your knees as well, okay? So you can support underneath your knees and thighs. So take a deep breath. Inhale, reach your hands up. And as you exhale, I want you to just pulse like this. Last one is when you fully exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. I want you to remember this breathing exercise because when we do the seated twist this time, it's the same breathing techniques, okay? So you take a deep breath. Inhale. Both hands out. Your sit on your sit bone, not on your tailbone. Take one hand towards the back. Still breathing, and as you exhale, this is when you pulse. Bring your hands all the way towards the opposite thigh, outside, and slowly keep on turning back into a twist. Don't leave your sit bone and just keep breathing out here. It's almost like you're churning onto your belly muscle. Come back straight, hands up. And take the opposite hand at the back and cross it over your opposite thigh and pulse, exhale. And come back to a center. Inhale. Reach up, look up. Exhale. Palms back towards your chest center. And namaste. Thank you for joining today's class. See you in the next one and take care, everybody.